But there's also been action across at Ekurhuleni. Let's take you there now, where there was a bit of a scuffle in the chambers earlier. The Super 7 parties there have tabled a motion of no confidence against the chief whip of the council, Keta Shandu, and the speaker, Raymond Dlamini. These parties include COPE, NFP, UDM, ICM, and the AIC. These parties accuse the chief whip and the speaker, who are both DA councillors, of failing to execute their duties without bias. The Super 7 coalition there now calling for what they say are fit and proper chief and whip and speaker. eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones has been following that story for us, joining us now live. Pule, good afternoon. Welcome to today. So what happened earlier there in Ekurhuleni?
Well, President, I'm just going to throw right to it, and so we can speak to the speaker who's speaking to us right now. Let's listen to what he has to say as well.
How did you react when you saw the Red Berets coming towards you there?
No, it's their nature. That's how they operate. They operate like that. So you need sometimes to tolerate them and work with them. Remember, the EFF, I think they got 10 to 11 years in government, so they're still baby. So you need to nurture them proper. So we allow them proper, so I don't have a problem with them. They were expressing their feelings, but they should do that in a proper manner, which will correct that going forward in terms of the rules of the House.
To be fair, they were quite frustrated with how you were presiding over today's council sitting, particularly your refusal to take the matter of an amended motion about which item should be heard first to a vote. Why didn't you just let the council vote?
The thing is, what they are bringing, they say we want to amend, but the first motion, it was dealing about in terms of the first item that we're dealing with the finance adjustment budget. So what they are saying, on top of that, let us bring the motion, and on your motions, let's be that item be number one. And the argument there is that this is not amendment. Now we are bringing a new motion on your side. So we're going to stick on the first motion. If you agree with the first motion, you have to say we agree. If you disagree with the motion, you have to say we disagree. Remember, understanding order is clear. A councillor can only rise once and ask the agenda to be changed once.
Speaker, those are the rules, but those are the technicalities. It seems here that you didn't want to hear the motion of no confidence in you because your removal would be imminent.
I think that it's a dangerous statement when you say that, because we never said the council will stop after the adjustment budget. We never said that. We said we start with adjustment budget, then we move. So I don't know where that's coming from, but we said that let's start with adjustment budget, then we continue with the business of the day. So
why was it so difficult to resolve on which item should be heard first? And in your opinion, why couldn't the business of council get underway today?
It is because precisely of what Shasai said, to say that what they are proposing, they say it's amendment. That is not amendment, it's a motion itself. So you can't do that. You can't bring two motions at the same time. It should be one motion.
Speaker, are you worried about your future being on the line?
We are politicians. Remember, this is not a career thing. So you know that you've been voted at any given time. If they're not happy or satisfied about you, they'll recall you at any given time, and you have to accept that. So I'm not worried.
You failed to pass the adjustment budget. Are you not concerned about service delivery issues, particularly with many residents complaining about the deteriorating service delivery in the city?
The service are continuous. Every day, everything is happening proper. We don't have a problem. Remember, the adjustment budget, in fact, the items are supposed to come in February, not in Jan. So because we speed up things, because we care about the community. So, but in terms of that item, we're still in line in terms of the Auditor General.
What do you have to say to the communities of Ekurhuleni who have watched this council sitting fail to get underway for an entire day without any progress, while it appears that political parties were disagreeing about which motion to hear first?
No, first and foremost, indeed, we need to apologize to that. It's not on. It's not okay. But we can't force things, do things wrongly. We have to follow the proper processes accordingly. Then if you follow the processes in the right way, then it's fine. So I'm just saying this, that we need to tolerate each other and follow the processes accordingly. Things you'll see will run smooth.
But Speaker, time and time again we hear this continues. I'm not worried about the delaying the service delivery as well. Time and time again we hear the conduct of which you have these sessions always deteriorate.
But we are continuously, we are moving forward. Everything is happening. So, waste has been collected accordingly. There are lights apart from the load shedding. Everything is moving proper. As I'm saying that the item of adjustment budget, it was supposed to come on the month of February. But because we felt strong that let's bring it on January because it's in front of us. So we are still in line with that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. But let me just also speak to Jongisiso from the ANC who joins us right now, who will be speaking to us. Allow me just to create a bit of space so he can speak to us. Mr. Jongisiso, thank you very much for joining us. You were in council as well. And obviously, we were told that you'd be backing the Super 7 to try and ask the Speaker and the Chief Whip. Are you a bit disappointed that didn't happen?
Well, it's extremely disappointing what transpired today, but it's a tip of an iceberg. It's actually a confirmation of a type of a speaker that we have. A speaker who really does not comprehend the standing orders of council, because the standing orders of council, they do permit a submission of an amendment into a motion. So it was factually incorrect for him to project an image that another motion was brought in. It was not. We accepted the motion. We proposed that let there be an amendment into the motion, because the matter of motions is critical, because it speaks to the political governance and the political leadership of the city, which in turn impacts on service delivery and how we drive development in the city.
Just a quick recap, can you just tell our viewers why you brought the motions against the Speaker? Why were you supporting the Super 7 to have the Speaker and the Chief Whip ousted?
We firmly believe that both the Speaker as well as the Whip of Council are not fit for a purpose. And the collapse of today's Council is a confirmation of that. We call for a multi-party, hoping that the Whip of Council will assist Council using the standing orders, to which he failed. But besides, from the inception of this council, the Speaker of Council has not been able to run the council in a fair manner and inconsistent with the standing orders. So we believe that we must support any motion that seeks to remove them.
After the meeting adjourned, I saw you in a caucus meeting with the EFF. What does this mean next time when council sits? Are you bringing that motion again? Are you attempting to have the Speaker removed and the Chief Whip? Because essentially what this means is that if you have the Speaker removed, then the next target may just possibly be the Mayor as well.
It was not necessarily a meeting with the EFF. It was a meeting of multi-parties. So it's a number or a majority of parties. We have chanted the way forward, and we should be able to roll that out between today and early tomorrow. So I would not want to divulge the decisions that we have taken up until such time we have been able to action that.
Maybe just lastly before you go, we're seeing what's happening with Johannesburg Council now with DA Mayor and Popalate being removed from office. Are you now seeing eye to eye with the EFF in the city of Ekurhuleni? Will this be your next attempt to have the Speaker and the Mayor removed next?
We are like-minded with many political parties. We have actually said it as the ANC that we are giving these guys the benefit of the doubt. They have demonstrated that they are unable to cope, the consequence of which it affects many residents in the city of Ekurhuleni. Townships are neglected where the majority of our black people are residing. And all of us as like-minded, we came to a conclusion to say that indeed they are failing to live up to their own expectation of fixing things. In fact, comparatively, the ANC-led coalition did far better than what these guys are doing. Now, do you want to give them space up until 5 years? Certainly no, because the state of service delivery in the city is collapsing. There's a financial challenge in the city, so we must move them and ensure that we put a multi-party team that will be capable of resuscitating that which we have done, and of course to improve further.
Thank you very much. All right, that was Jongisiso from the ANC speaking to us right now, brother.